Hi, my name's Oscar Castaneda. I'm an immigration attorney and owner of Castaneda Immigration Law based out of Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm here to talk to you a little bit about obtaining a U visa. A U visa is a non-immigrant temporary visa which allows people to live and work in the United States for a period of 4 years. A U visa is given to people who have suffered physical or mental abuse as a result of having been victims of certain crimes. Those crimes are enumerated by law and usually include either violent crimes or serious felony offenses. There are several things to consider when getting a U visa. It's important to note that this is an extremely lengthy process. Current processing times for U visa are roughly 4 to 5 years, but there are things that happen in between there that are important to discuss. But first, let's talk about what you have to do in order to get a U visa. The first thing you have to do is get a police report relating to the crime to which you were a victim. It needs to be a certified copy of the police report. Then you file what's called a Form 918 Supplement B along with your police report to a qualifying law enforcement officer in the jurisdiction where the crime took place. The law enforcement officer then hopefully certifies the 918 Supplement B so that you could actually apply for asylum. In other words, the certification is necessary in order for you to apply. Now, the application is a bit more straightforward. You submit Form I-918, you submit personal and biographical evidence, you submit evidence about your past, where you've lived, where you've worked, etc. And importantly, along with the application, you submit a personal statement detailing the physical and mental abuse and trauma that you suffered as part of being a victim. Now, during the process, it's important to note that while it does take a really long time, the government will make a bonafide finding of your application. In other words, before the application is approved, the government will say that you submitted all the applications correctly, that all the information in the applications is proper, that there has been no intentional deception or misrepresentation in your application, and that your biometrics or fingerprint results have been reviewed. And so the reason that this is important is because before, having the determination that you have a bona fide application simply meant that the government is looking at your case, that it looks good. Whereas recently, there's been a change to the law, which means that once you get a determination of a bona fide application, you can now apply for a work permit, which means that for the rest of the process, which can take years, you can legally work in the United States. That is a game changer. And so it's important to understand that throughout this very lengthy and sometimes complex process, it's important to have help. And at Castaneda Law, we pride ourselves in helping our U visa clients. We will help you every step of the way, from helping you find the police reports, from filling out all the applications correctly and completely, and anything that comes up in between. If your application is bona fide, we will get you a work permit, and we will do everything we can to get you a U visa. One important side note to understand is that while the U visa is a temporary visa, after it expires, or at the time it expires, you can actually apply for legal permanent residence. It requires that you have been in the country continuously for 3 years while you have your work visa. But it is important to know that this temporary non-immigrant visa can eventually turn into permanent legal residence. So give us a call at Castaneda Immigration Law so we can help you. Call us at 602-560-3131.